So last week I got yarn to knit the Sophie hood, and I used this red yarn. And I have leftover because I ended up knitting a size smaller than I originally thought I would. And I don't have mittens, so I think I'm gonna knit a pair of matching mittens. Now I'm a little bit stuck because it would be really cute to knit a pair of matching garter stitch mittens. But I've also always wanted to knit the Alma Mittens, and I have this white yarn. So I'm trying to decide, do I knit garter stitch, Alma? The Alma Mittens are probably a little bit more of an intentional knit because it's something I've wanted to make for a while. So I probably should just use this yarn if I have it. I think we'll do that. All right, let's wind this up. So like I said, I knit the Sophie hood last week after seeing so many people on social media knit it. And I don't regret making it at all. I wear it every day and I think I'll wear it for years to come. But it did have me questioning why I even made it in the first place. Was it truly me or the outside world's influence on me? And then it came to making these mittens with the extra yarn I had, and I almost fell for it again. I knew the type of mitten I really wanted to make myself, yet I had myself questioning. And then I checked in with myself. Make the mittens you want, McKenna. The mittens that will last you a long time to come and that you'll actually want to wear year after year. And I fear we don't do that enough. We don't check in with ourselves to see what we actually want or need. Okay, so I did a gauge swatch before starting and it was dead on, so I'm using a 3.5 millimeter needle for the cuff and I'll be using a 3.75 for the main portion. I have these little sock needles which are 8 inches in the round and make knitting smaller things so much more enjoyable. I'll use double pointed needles when necessary, but if I have the option to use small circular needles, I'll choose them every time. As someone who usually skips over doing gauge swatches, I'm glad I did one with this project. It gave me a little more clarity because at times I definitely worried that they might be too big. I made a huge mistake. I just had to unravel so much work. I didn't read the instructions carefully and I was just knitting from the chart, not realizing I needed to make thumb increases at the same time. So here's the thing, I feel like there's a clear way to write a pattern and there's an even clearer way to write a pattern. And this one was just not made for someone who's gonna skim through a pattern. And you know what, that's okay. That's okay. We unravel, we knit again. Okay, so I took a little time, I unraveled it, and I knit it the correct way. This is basically where I was before I noticed my mistake. Now I have the thumb gusset and I'm just about ready to break off for the thumb. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who does this, but when you're doing color work and the yarn twists, I usually just let it go for a while and then eventually I just let it unravel itself. friend asked me the other day a question about herself. A decision she had been contemplating for the future, and she asked me what I thought, what path I saw for her. Clarity is not in the answer. It's in asking the question. And if you're asking others questions to where you should take your life path, the answer is that you need to figure that out for yourself. And maybe sometimes there isn't clarity to be had. Maybe sometimes the path appears with each step. And it isn't as black and white, or in my case, red and white, as make these mittens or make those mittens. Maybe clarity is the path itself, and each step you take is a new yes or a new no. And that's what you have to figure out for yourself. Oh my God. I was supposed to knit until the middle of my thumb and then start the thumb pattern based off the chart she has. I just knitted from the chart she has. I have to unravel it. Just draw the full chart. This is me. This is on me. But just draw the full chart. I'm not reading your words. This is on me. This is definitely on me. But that's frustrating. Well. We unravel again. Alright, we are done with mitten number 1. On to mitten number 2. Sometimes it takes unraveling yourself, being willing to completely expose yourself so that you can see each part of yourself clearly. And you don't have to do this. You can skim through life and live an average, normal life. But that's not what I want. I want the deep, dark, gritty life. The one where you fall flat on your face in the dirt and pick yourself up again and again. And I want more of those people standing next to me. I want to pave that path for myself so I can show the next person who falls on their face that they can get up and pave their own path. But you only get that in life when you're willing to unravel yourself. Unravel and build yourself again and again and again. I finally finished the main portion of the second mitten, which means I'm finally wrapping up this project. And man, I struggled with this one, and it had nothing to do with the pattern and everything to do with where I was when I was making these. I was struggling, and that reflected in my knitting. But I do love them, and I'm really happy I made them. I am glad I listened to my gut and made these instead of some random garter stitch mitten. But I do have a decent amount of yarn left, so I wonder what I can make with this. Sometimes it's hard to know the difference between what you want and what other people want for you. Sometimes we might try to do things to fit in, to be seen. But your path is the most beautiful, truest path you can walk. Even with all the unraveling and all the falling flat on your face. Oh, I think I have a mistake. Oh no, I don't have a mistake.